Hello and welcome to Southern California CEO Magazine. I'm Dwight Cromie. Today we're at the I-15 Economic Forecast Luncheon, where stakeholders are going to learn about the future of this region and how it will affect their local businesses. We're going to be interviewing a variety of stakeholders that have an investment in this region. We're here with Bobby Spiegel, the president of the Greater Corona Valley Chambers of Commerce. Bobby, why hold this event?
Well, we want to do a couple of things with the event, Dwight. We want to make sure that we can provide a service for our members. We are a resource for prosperity, and one of the things that is really deep in the minds of our business leaders is the economics and what's going on.
What are some of the toughest issues you think this region is facing?
The biggest issue is I think that we read too much into the media. We allow too many people's opinions to control where we're headed. A lot of people are focused so much on what the government's going to do, and reality is we didn't build this country from the government standpoint. We built it with the blood, sweat, and tears of mom and pops going to work, having a shop, making it happen. And it's got to get back into that attitude of people doing business. And that's why I think you'll see in this region here, they're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and they're moving forward because they've made a decision. You know, it's time to take care of their own business. They're not going to get the handouts and the different things from the government, and that's what I like about doing business out here in this region.
Brad, can you tell me, what's the future of this region?
The future of this region is probably better than what I would say the rest of the Inland Empire, given the type of mix of business and industry that you have here. I think we need to remain cautiously optimistic, and I say cautiously because a lot of the fixes that we've put in place to stimulate the economy come with a certain amount of risk. We know that QE2 alone increased the monetary base by 140%, creating an opportunity for 140% inflation over the next 5 years. But I think what we'll see is that the Fed government will pull that out of the system over time, trying to prevent that. But how well they do that could be a potential risk down the road.
I'm here with Stan Skipworth, the mayor of Corona. Stan, how important to your city are events like this talking about the economy?
I think these are terribly important, especially at the times that we're in. I think it's important to communicate with our constituency and just as importantly demonstrate to them that we have a lot of partners out there helping to contribute to our success by working with us on a variety of programs, policy, planning, the future, identifying our respective visions for the area, for the region. So I think this has played a very big role in what we're headed toward.
How important is the Greater Corona Valley Chamber of Commerce in leading the way and being a leader in developing and helping small businesses grow?
Well, I'll go back to what I said a few moments ago, and I'll emphasize it in this way. The real strength of a city that's continuing to move forward is in no small part based upon the strength and the quality of its business community. And in the particular case of the Greater Corona Valley Chamber of Commerce, they are but one of the most important partners that we have right now in understanding what's going on out there in the business community, in the business world, understanding it from a variety of different industries, understanding how Corona is a very unique community that can support so many different types of business. And so that as we work together, again, through our Economic Development Department and other partners throughout the region, that we bring together new industries and expanded industries who have already been established here for quite some time in a way that really accentuates one another. Not simply add on, but build upon our business community, both through diversifying our portfolio of businesses that are in the area and specifically in the city, but then also understanding how we can help those businesses grow by helping one another.
Can you tell me what are some of the transportation issues that we need to overcome in this region?
I think the key thing that we need to do is make Corona accessible, not only Corona, but the entire region of Riverside County accessible to people who want to drive here, take a train here, or get here in any sort of way. And right now what we're faced with is a very narrow 91 freeway that tends to back up, especially eastbound in the evening and westbound in the morning. So we have to kind of unlock that congestion. And right now we're working on a major plan to unlock the 91 freeway by widening it by as many as 3 lanes in each direction. At the same time, we want to increase Metrolink service to provide people with some options. RTA and the city of Corona have excellent bus services in the area. The main thing we need to do is provide more capacity.
What do you hope people or stakeholders at this event walk away with? What do you hope gets accomplished today?
Well, hopefully they'll be enlightened with where things are going. I think the path and outlook is hopefully going to look a little more optimistic, and people can walk away a little bit more confident about how the economic development is here in our community, in the region.
Are you optimistic about the future of this region, and why?
I am. I know it's been tough struggles for the last couple of years, but I can only see the rainbow at the end here. And me personally, I've been putting a lot of people back to work with projects I have around the community, and hopefully the cities also see that economic development and as our region is changing, that will put more people back to work.
I'm here with Adam Rush, the mayor of the new city of Eastvale. Mayor, why is an event like this important to Eastvale?
Events like this are really important because we're brand new. We're only a little more than 6 months old. So it's definitely important to get ourselves out there, get our name recognition within the Inland Empire and hopefully beyond. Not a lot of people know where Eastvale is. When I say, we're the new city of Eastvale, we kind of turn their heads to the side and say, where's that? So we're definitely trying to promote the city. We have a lot of rich potential in our city, but one of the main things that we're going to need to do in order to be prosperous for the future is to just get ourselves out there and get our name recognition and get people to start coming to Eastvale.
Now, why is an event like today important to the region? How do you see it helping it economically?
Well, networking is always definitely important, but more so, we need to make sure that we're all working together and not against each other. The cities of Corona, Norco, Eastvale, the county of Riverside, this whole region is very important, and sometimes cities want to act somewhat independently for their own selfish interest, which is good to a certain extent, but we also have to make sure we work together because in these economic times, I don't think anybody's going to be able to survive if we do it all by ourselves.
I'm here with Linda Pearson, an executive board member with the Greater Corona Valley Chambers of Commerce. Linda, can you tell me, why is the Chamber holding an event like this and why is it important?
Well, it's a wonderful benefit to its members because economic forecast is really what we are all about. How can we reach out to our members and educate them on what's to come? 80% of our businesses are small businesses, and they've suffered over the past couple of years. So this is a great opportunity to not only hear globally what's going on in the state of California, but also at the community level. We're going to hear from our mayors from both Corona, Norco, and Eastvale. So I think it'll give us a good overview of what's happening in our footprint as a chamber.
I'm here with Berwin Hanna, the mayor of Norco. Berwin, how important are events that went on today?
Well, I think it's great because it brings out a lot of people from the region and brings all the business people out and owners and stuff like that, and everybody gets to mix and gets to hear what's happening in the whole area over here. And I think that presentation today on the transportation corridor was really good, and I think the economic presentation was great also. It gives people kind of an idea that we really are suffering, but we're all struggling to get back up,
Dave, can you tell me how important are events like today's forecast?
Dwight, events like today provide an opportunity for leaders to get together and hear the same message. They are absolutely vital if we are to use business leaders as advocates, if we are to educate them, and if we're to fire them up.
What are some of the issues you think this region is facing right now that we have to overcome?
Right now, our top issue within the League of Cities is redevelopment. Redevelopment is an economic development tool that must be preserved in order for cities to be able to face the future squarely. This region has been the center of dynamic growth. We will continue to see very strong population growth. We need to answer the basic demand for residential housing. We need to accommodate the growth that business brings inevitably, and we need to address the traffic concerns that go with any expansion.
Today at the I-15 Economic Forecast Luncheon, stakeholders learned about the future of this region and what it holds. Everyone was extremely positive about where this region is going and where it's headed. I'm Dwight Cromie, your host for Southern California CEO.